Legal and local. I talk about that all the time, right? That's how we'll take the country back, legal and local. You stay legal, win local elections. That is how we will take the country back. But obviously 2024 is going to be something we talk about here. It's something you talk about, right? You probably brought it up this weekend at some point in time. Who's going to run? Who's going to be our nominee? Biden, DeSantis, Trump, Newsom. Are they fighting? What's going on? There's all kinds of stuff we can talk about. And so on occasionally, we will do a little 2024 preview. It's not going to be every day, but we felt like it was a good day today on a Monday to knock that out. So let's deal with the candidates who we pretty much are dealing with at the moment. And I don't think there's going to be another one from the Democrats or the Republicans, one that we don't see, but you never know. So what do we have right now? First, let's deal with the president himself, Joe Biden. Joe Biden's having a rough month. Turns out Joe Biden is emailing documents from his laptop, classified documents from his laptop. They keep finding classified documents everywhere. Now let's pause on that in case maybe you're a new viewer. Maybe you're looking at us right now on DirecTV for the first time because now the first is on DirecTV. So in case you're new, I'm going to do this very, very briefly. I call the corrupt entity we have in this country, I call it the system, the government working with the administrative state, working with the media, working with the education system, working with entertainment. They all believe the same thing, and I call it the system. The system wants Joe Biden gone. That's why when I said they keep finding, it's important we understand. These are all Democrats and Democrat operatives, sometimes Joe Biden's own staffers who keep finding these things that make Joe Biden look terrible. If you remember, Miranda Devine came on last week, and now I've seen more reporting, credit to Miranda for this. Miranda Devine came on last week and said there is some evidence out there that Hunter Biden not only had access to the classified documents in Joe Biden's garage, but that Joe Biden had critical national security information in those documents. He gave them to Hunter, or Hunter stole them, read them, and then relayed those things by email to somebody else. So this is a big thing, and it's not going away. Now, why does the system want Joe Biden gone? He's been a good boy. Why? Doesn't make sense. Well, remember, the system isn't loyal. The system is there to loot the United States of America, pillage the country, and destroy the country along the way. They're really there to softly raise it to the ground. As long as you're helping them with that goal, they will treat you right. But eventually, you just become too much of a liability and they need a new face. I mean, you can't have this guy as the face of the system.
Where's Doug? Congressman. He's around here somewhere. Oh, there you are. Doug, thanks for the passport into town. Doug and I have something in common. Doug, I think you might have been with... Doug knows. Look, here's the deal.
He and Doug are pretty close. Thanks for that passport, Doug. Except Doug's name is Don. There was no Doug there. So that's really all. He's old, dementia-riddled. He's a liability now. So they want him gone. And look, people get mad at Elizabeth Warren for being a fake Indian, which is still hilarious, by the way. I'll never stop laughing about the fact she actually submitted a recipe for soup to an Indian publication called Pow Wow Chow. That's still one of the great news stories of all time. But setting that aside, credit to Elizabeth Warren, because she didn't make any bones about the fact that Kamala Harris has got to go too.
If he's that old in a second term, the vice presidency becomes even more important. Should Kamala Harris be his choice the second time around?
You know, I really want to defer to what makes Biden comfortable.
Ow. Hey, should Dome stick around? Oh, I don't know. Whatever Joe wants. Eek. You know Dome saw that and was ticked off about it. Okay, so what are we looking at for 2024 on the Democrat side? Eric Adams is a dark horse, one I've been telling you is a dark horse, but really the leader right now, in my opinion, the leader is Gavin Newsom. And let me just clarify something. I know they've been grooming Pete Buttigieg, the Rear Admiral, for quite some time. I know he wants to run for president, a very ambitious soul. He can't get the nominations. He can't get enough of the black vote to get out of the Democrat primaries. He's gay. So it ain't going to be Buttigieg. It's going to be Newsom if he wants it. And please don't believe him when he does the same thing they all do. I'm not running.
Are you running? Would you ever?
No, what would you ever? Is this the would you ever? Would you ever?
Would you ever? Will you? Do you? Is this all part of a plan?
No, yeah. Is this all part of a strategy?
Well, come on. You're taking billboards out. You're definitely increasing your national profile.
It's not the intention. My intention is to raise attention to these critical issues.
Okay.
On what's happening. I'm just telling you.
It's not my intention is not a no.
No,
so
no.
We'll take that to the bank.
We'll start. Okay, let me answer your question. No, and then no, and then no, and then no, and no. How many cameras?
Okay, so that's a no for Iowa, a no for New Hampshire, a no for South Carolina, a no for Nevada. Okay,
no.
I'll play it each time you're in one of those states. That's fine.
Hardcore reporting there. But listen, I'm actually not even going to blast Democrats here because they all do this. Democrats and Republicans. Remember the old Jesse rule. None of them are ever running for office until they're running for office. It's become the standard thing they all do. Hey, are you going to run for president? No, I can't. You want to run for president? No, I wouldn't. I'm just a servant to the people here. No, I won't. No, I'm not running. No, I'm not running. And then about 15 minutes later, I wasn't going to run. But so many people have begged me, come save the country, Gavin, that I feel a solemn obligation to my nation to run. They all do it. Biden did it. They all do it. They all do the same stupid thing. Now, all right, that's the Democrat side. Now let's go to the Republican side. Trump, back out there in rally mode. Here he was in New Hampshire.
And we need a president who is ready to hit the ground running on day one. And boy, am I hitting the ground. You know, I said, let's go. They said, he's not campaigning. This is like about a month ago when I announced, well, I said, I got 2 years. I'm more angry now and I'm more committed now than I ever was.
Tell you what is impressive about that. I'm glad he's angry. I'm glad he's committed. What's impressive about that is Trump's energy. Trump is an old man, and he looks good, sounds good. I mean, when you compare how Trump looks and sounds to Biden, it's really, really impressive. So good for Trump. Said some good things. He's been saying good things about education and the border. Happy about that. He did say something about rhinos this weekend, though.
We need a fighter who can stand up to the left, who can stand up to the swamp, stand up to the media, stand up to the deep state. Am I allowed to say stand up to the rhinos, too? I think we can say that.
Trump's doing rallies with Lindsey Graham. I mean, look, I want him to stand up to the rhinos. I hope he does. Go drain the swamp, but Lindsey Graham's going to help you drain the swamp. And this isn't a one-off. This is a normal thing. They're just apparently going to be doing lots of rallies and stuff together. Trump and Lindsey Graham going to drain the swamp. Trump's got to make better personnel decisions. Now, I believe that the rallies will help Trump. I believe that his distance from the people has hurt him. Too much time on the golf course, too many consultants pouring honey in his ear, not enough time around you. I think the rallies will help bring back a better Trump, so I'm happy he's back out there. And I know people are getting mad already because Trump's out there already blasting away at Ron DeSantis. And this is when people on the right, maybe you, get uncomfortable. He's calling him Ron DeSanctimonious and blasting him for all kinds of different things. Why are you uncomfortable? This is good. This is good. We want the best fighter, whoever that may be, to take on Gavin Newsom in 2024. If that's Trump, good. If that's DeSantis, good. But you should want the best fighter because we got a mountain to climb. Let them fight. Call each other names. Just sit and just throw poop at each other like a couple of monkeys. I don't care. Have debates, have arguments, call each other names, blast each other. It's politics. Politics is a contact sport, not a kid's game. Good for Trump, blast away. If once Heavy D gets in, he's already kind of in, but once Heavy D gets in, he'll start blasting back. And don't allow yourself to do this thing. You ever been around a fight? Maybe been in one, but you ever been around one? Schoolyard fight, out behind the gym. Hey, let's go throw hands kind of thing. Don't be the girl who's saying, stop it, guys! Oh my gosh, stop hitting each other, guys! Don't be that. That's what you sound like when you complain about these primaries. Remember, 2016 was the nastiest primary anyone's ever seen. Trump emerged from that victorious and then won the presidency. A hard-fought, brutal, nasty primary doesn't hurt us for the general. That's a lie. Let them fight. All that may have made you uncomfortable, but I am right. We have the great Jedediah Bila joining us next.
Joe Biden's the one to beat him. He beat him before, he'll beat him again. Yeah. If Trump is not in prison, which, according to what I'm reading, is highly unlikely, because Merrick Garland says nobody's above the law, and let us hope that he means that, because he has certainly committed crimes, Trump has, then I think Gavin Newsom has a chance. Gavin Newsom and Stacey Abrams, what a ticket that would be. Oh. Pretty good.
Oh, that voice. Joining me now, somebody with a lot better voice, a lot better everything, Jedediah Bila, host of Jedediah Bila Live, which I have been on several times. It's been a privilege for me. And she actually used to be on that show, The View. It was the only thing that made that show halfway worth watching when you were walking by the television. Jedediah, Joy Behar, I know she's a heavy, heavy hitter as far as political analysis goes, but what's weird about that for me is there's no excitement from anybody but her about Joe Biden. They're done with him, aren't they?
Oh my gosh, they're all done with him. First of all, I don't know how I sat on that set for so long and didn't lose my mind. I don't know. I must have been in some type of hypnotized state, Jesse. I don't know. But yeah, of course, they're done with him with good reason. I mean, Joe Biden doesn't even know where he is most of the time. I think, about a year ago, I said that mainstream media outlets were going to start to throw him under the bus because they had no choice. They had to start highlighting the things he was doing wrong because they have to pave that exit way for him. I don't know why, in heaven's name, she would be excited about him, but no one on the left is excited about him. I think that's why you see Gavin Newsom in a lot of these interviews. He's at, are you sure? You sure you're not going to run? People are like, please, somebody step up to the plate. And they don't want it to be Kamala because even folks on the left can't stand that cackle. So they're all like, where are we going to go? So I do think it's going to be, listen, I think Gavin Newsom, he's saying no. I think it's going to be a yes.
I agree. Jedediah, I'll tell you, we all let our emotions get in the way from time to time. And I think the right is making a mistake with how dismissive they are about Gavin Newsom just because he's a giant turd. Everyone knows he's a giant turd. But look, the dude talks well. He looks like a freaking model. It's going to be suburban mom fodder all over the place. I think Gavin Newsom is somebody we should fear more than we do. Am I crazy?
Well, he's media savvy in the way that you and I and people like us can't stand, right? He reads like he and Beto O'Rourke to me look like they took the same terrible class, but they have that political sliminess that a lot of people do like. They think it's presidential. He kind of comes off as someone playing a politician in a movie, but you're right. He's good looking. He's got the talk down. He's got the laughter down. He's got the whole game down. And on a debate stage, that could translate well for some people. The problem with him is his policies, right? He's coming from a state that's sinking. So it doesn't take much to highlight that he's a guy that doesn't know what he's doing. And I think there's a facade there in the same way that I see with Beto O'Rourke. There's not a lot going on substance-wise. But does that really matter is the question. I don't know. I think people are incredibly shallow when they vote. And female voters, emotional voters, are going to be another nightmare this round. So I'm sure they'll be like, Gavin, oh my God, he looks like that guy from the movie I saw last week. There's going to be a lot of that going on. We both know it.
Yeah, he's about as real as Madonna's face at this point in time. All right, well, speaking of the Republican, let's move to the Republican side here. Trump was Trump over the weekend.
Thank you very much.
You care if I bring
So you recommend his food, right?
Yes, sir. You care if I bring it?
No, yes, go ahead.
Lord, I pray, Lord, in the name of Jesus, as you bring Donald Trump, I pray, God, that you just help him in this presidency.
Jedediah, the dude drips charisma. I don't know if you've chosen a side. I haven't. I want him and DeSantis and all of them to fight. But handicap this 2024 primary for me. Is it all Trump? Is it Heavy D have a shot? Is there one of these third teamers I'm not picturing right now?
There could be more. I mean, I always say, oh, it's going to be these two. And then we look at a stage, it's like 20 of them. So who knows who's hiding behind the scenes. Trump is unique. You know, Trump has the ability to be incredibly charismatic, to get on a stage, to wow crowds. He has that non-politician speak. He's the complete opposite of a Gavin Newsom. He just talks freely, sounds like someone who's really saying what he believes. So that's all in his favor. And I think a Ron DeSantis would have a hard time going against that because Trump is larger than life in many respects. Trump's biggest problem is going to be that this vaccine stuff, truthfully, in my view. I think he feels that's part of his legacy. I think he feels that he has to defend it. If Trump really wanted to win, and by the way, remove Ron DeSantis from the equation completely, he would take on the pharmaceutical companies. He would step back and say, we were all lied to. We were sold something that wasn't true. A lot of people made a lot of money off of it. So that's how I felt then, and this is how I feel now. And he would be willing to take on the establishment. Part of taking on the establishment is taking on the connection between big government and big pharma. That's just a reality. So if he decides that he's willing to be that person, that truly anti-establishment figure, and go into turf that no other politician is really willing to go in, I think he seals the deal. Absolutely, the base will, and those outside the base will run for him. You already see, by the way, Ron DeSantis coming in and taking on pharma. So I think that's going to be a problem for Trump. If he feels that he needs to uphold everything that happened in the last 2 years because it was part of his legacy, particularly with respect to the Pfizers, the Modernas, and all that, I think it's going to be a big problem for him. And by the way, let me just add, he has terrible people advising him. I mean, I don't know who Trump listens to, but this is the second round now that I'm like, who is this guy talking to? He's not talking to people that are in touch with the base. He's not talking to people who know what populism is. He sounds like are these Bush aides that are just advising him? Who are these play it safe Republicans that are in his ear? He needs to get them out of his ear. Those should be, you talk about you're fired, he should start there.
Yeah, he needs to do a whole lot of house cleaning, in my opinion, as well.